Doctors, as they are looking at you, can see the energy in the sense that they say, well, you're alive, or they see the absence of it in your physical vessel when they say, well, you are dead or not alive. But they don't understand that there is a projection and a receiving of a vibration. You could call it consciousness, you could call it source, that is coming to you and through you all day, every day. It's the whole of you. It's the eternal part of you. It's the part of you that was broadcasting even before you were born into this body. It's the part of you that eternally is broadcasting a signal, meaning thinking thoughts, having consciousness, having knowingness, having beingness. In other words, you are an eternally broadcasting being. So here you are in your physical body. Now, the part of you that's here in this physical body is only a small part of the whole of who you are. It's sort of like, as you're in your physical body, you may be thinking about the work that you're doing. You rarely do, but sometimes you do. Or you may be thinking about the love that you're making, or the love that you're having, or you may be thinking about the car that you're driving. But you are never doing all of those things at the same time. In other words, you are projecting consciousness relative to different topics. You get that, don't you? You could be a master carpenter, but while you're bowling, you're not usually thinking about that. And if you are, you're not doing a very good job of bowling. Does anyone bowl? The point that we're making here is that this point of consciousness that is really who you are is huge in relationship to the personality consciousness that you know as you. It's a much bigger part of you that was and is non-physical. And that non-physical you is having a relationship with you all the time. The question is, are you conscious about the relationship that you're having with the larger part of you? How consciously connected to this source energy part of you are you? Now, emotionally speaking, when you're thrilled, when you're in a state of appreciation, when you are having a moment where you feel so deeply in love, when you feel passionate about something, that means that the vibrational frequency within you, caused by the focused thought that you've got going on in that moment, is so in alignment with the vibrational frequency of who you really are that there's no resistance. It's just total allowing of the fullness of you to manifest or be present in this moment. Now, we're using the word manifest deliberately here because we want you to know that in every moment that you are consciously focused, you have the potential of manifesting the fullness of who you are or not. Your emotions truly are manifestations. Manifestations meaning indications, meaning actualizations, meaning manifestations of who you are. How much of you are you allowing to manifest in this conversation that you're having with someone? And when you're angry or frightened, when you are frustrated, you've pinched off enough of the frequency. In other words, your frequency is different enough from the frequency of who you really are that you've pinched off the connection to some degree, and that's why you feel the diminishment of negative emotion. Negative emotion is diminishment. It's your indicator that you're running on lower fuel than you ordinarily could if you were focused in a way that was allowing more of who you are to be present in this moment. We really want you to feel the relationship between what you're thinking right now and what the source within you is thinking. Because the source within you is the dominant part of you, and you can't get too far away from that frequency without feeling the self-inflicted, self-imposed, self-focused distraction or self-focused resistance to the fullness of who you are. And we know you all live for those moments that you call those highs. You live for those moments. You so want to go to a movie that gives you that lift, or find a lover that gives you that lift, or have a moment that gives you that lift. In fact, every single thing that every one of you wants, no matter what it is, whether it's a material object or a state of being or a moment. Esther was really irritated on the airplane for a moment because she watched almost an entire movie before the plane landed. And right at the end, right at the triumphant end, when everything was going to come into alignment and everything was going to work out just the way she had wanted it to through the whole movie, the little screen went up into the ceiling of the airplane, and Esther said, "No! What's wrong with this picture? I want to get to that good thing." And so we want you to realize that everything that you want is because you think you will feel better in the having of it. And that's an emotion that you're having. That's an emotional manifestation. So we think it is accurate to say everything that matters to you is because of the emotional manifestation. And if we can convince you that it's the emotional manifestation that you're going after, then you can be self-empowered in this moment to move yourself into that manifestation even before what you would ordinarily think is your justification for the manifestation of positive emotion has occurred. In other words, you think you want to find your dream house, or you think you need to find financial balance, or you think you need to find the perfect mate, or you think you need to find the improved bodily condition. And you think that once you find it, you will feel better. And we don't disagree that good feeling things are good feeling. Good feeling things feel good. We get that you want good feeling things, but if you are dependent upon something to present itself to you in a way that causes you to feel good, then you are missing the point of deliberate creation, and you're not in control of the relationship between you and you. And that's why we want to point your attention toward what we are calling the manifestation of emotion. We were visiting with a woman one day. If you've been listening to us for a while, you can move your lips as we tell this story, because we know you've heard it again and again. But it is the most important story that we ever tell relative to anything that matters to you. Woman said, "I'm in pain. My body hurts. How can I think positive thoughts when my body hurts?" She makes a good point, doesn't she? You mostly take your body everywhere you go. So how you feel in your body is a big part of your awareness. My body hurts, Abraham. How can I feel positive emotion when my body hurts? And we said, you have to separate the emotion from what you are calling the manifestation of your body. Now today, if we were speaking to her, we would say, you have to separate the manifestation of emotion from the manifestation of the arthritis in your hip. Because the manifestation of emotion is something that you can control right now. You can change it right now. The manifestation of your physical condition will be coming along afterward. But we explained to her that if she is willing to prolong her emotional manifestation of despair, then she's prolonging her manifestation of physical discomfort. We said to her, if you can find the manifestation, we weren't using those words then, the manifestation of hope, the vibrational difference between fear and hope is the difference between recovery or not. It's the difference between recovery. You can't let what is be the reason that you feel the way you feel. You have to decide to feel the way you feel because you intend to feel the way you feel, because you're wise enough to separate the physical reality from the emotional manifestation. And if we can make that point to you, and you can hear it in a way that you are determined to move forward from this day, having control of your emotional manifestation, because you can right here, right now.